Won 17 of their 24 league games last season. Poor ball from Liston Colaco.
For Liston Colaco asking for a quality pass there down that left flank, and we've seen Liston and Marvin switch flanks, and they like coming into those pockets in behind the midfield, in front of the defense, receiving the ball on that half turn. And that's what Mohun Bagan, they do it so well, is they outnumber opponents in these pockets, in the final third especially.
Yeah, a lot of clubs found it so difficult to contain Mohun Bagan last season. They lost just twice in the whole campaign. That's another good-looking ball over the top, and good persistence from Manvir, who gets the shot in. Harpreet manages to save with his legs, but the first time we've really seen Manvir Singh getting in round the back. We know how they do hold the record for the most appearances in the Durand Cup. Mohun Bagan, 17 titles as well. East Bengal, their big rivals, just one behind. And of course, Karen, they've got an extra incentive, really, having finished runners-up to North East United last season. And when you think their knockout games all went to penalty shootouts, they'll be looking for slightly more convincing performances should they make it through the group stage this season.
Well, it's going to be an interesting one, Mark, with North East United, with Aladin Ajare back, scoring a hat-trick on the first match of this season. And you know he's been lethal up front, Ajare, last season as well. And now Liston Colaco for Mohun Bagan Supergiant. They've got players like him who are stepping up season after season, showing quality in attack. It's going to be an interesting one with the likes of North East United, Mohun Bagan Supergiant, all these top teams fighting for the title once again.
We're looking to put a little bit of pressure on here. Liston with the corner from the far side this time. Aldred is forward again. Does take up a slightly deeper position. Tom Aldred loves to try and come in from deep. That's a poor delivery though from Liston. Doesn't miss out the front man. Here's Tapper. Forced all the way back to Vishal Kaith, who's a long way out of his goal. Lee Wan. Yeah, Mohun Bagan's last win in this competition was 2023. It ended a 23-year wait for their 17th title. Runners-up last season, how they'd love to get this season off to a winning start with a trophy, having lost out to North East United. Here's Lee Wan. Just starting to find their rhythm with the passing now, Mohun Bagan. There's a little bit more crispness about it. Liston looking to take on Singh and getting past Singh as well. 3 to aim for in the middle. Well, they've managed to keep him at bay just for a moment out on that far side, but could be a busy night for Singh and Manga down that far side with Liston if he's in good form.
Yeah, sure, good on the ball, Liston Colaco. Every single time threatens him down that left flank, and he's only getting better every season in the terms of his decision-making in the final third. Early on, the complaint was he was doing everything right, but the final product, the decision-making in the end, that wasn't there. But now, since the last 2 seasons, Liston Colaco, with the kind of pass choices or the goals that he's getting, it's only been quality.
Aldred. Deepak Tangri, who played as a centre-back in the opening game in Aldred's absence. Dipendu, who's alongside him tonight, of course, was more recognisable as a right-back last season. Here's Liston, nicely played back in for Tapper. Just wide of the target, and again, it's a glorious opportunity for Mohun Bagan, brilliantly set up, and Anirudh Tapper knows he should have at least hit the target from that position.
Was laid on a platter there for Anirudh Tapper. Liston Colaco once again starts far out, and then with his first touch comes right in. Tapper, more quality on that. Should he have gone towards the far post? Yes, Mark, I think so. Maybe placed it along the ground in towards the far post. The goalkeeper was outsmarted there. He should have done better.
Did get a couple of goals in this competition last season against Indian Air Force and Bengaluru. As Liwan just a little fortunate there. That ball didn't bounce up as high as he was expecting, I don't think, but safely shepherds it back to Vishal Kaith. Well, they love their banners, the Mohun Bagan fans. Chuni Goswami, a 5-time Durand Cup winner with Mohun Bagan. Subrata Bhattacharya, an 8-time Durand Cup winner. And others there in that real Hall of Fame. The 17-time winners of this competition. It's one of the oldest clubs in Asia, of course. So they are the record holders, 30 editions they've played in, 17 wins. Can they get 18 here? East Bengal might have something to say there. They're looking to try and pull level on 17 with them in this edition. Here's Manvir. Now Tapper. Deepak Tangri. Just a little bit too much on that for Manvir. The idea was right, but not quite well enough executed for Manvir Singh to get a foot on that from Deepak Tangri.
Right ideas, they're trying to combine. Two boys from Punjab, although Deepak Tangri, he knows he should have kept some less weight on the pass on that one. But it's interesting, this Mohun Bagan supergiant midfield, where the likes of Deepak Tangri, who can play in that centre-back position, playing in midfield, and coaches like these kind of players who can play in multiple positions, Mark. Now, Abhishek Suryavanshi, Deepak Tangri, Anirudh Thapa, these three midfielders, they keep rotating. The ability for Thapa to move forward, the only reason for that is he knows Tangri and Abhishek Suryavanshi are there. That these two midfielders are there behind, which gives him the freedom to do that.
And we've already seen Tapper get into that advanced position a moment or so ago when he put the ball wide, but this formation does give him license to get up alongside Sahal. Jamie McLaren, as we say, top scorer last season. Dimi Petratos, Jason Cummings. We're expecting to see all those for the coming season once we do get things underway. That'll be a foul in the centre circle. Tapper, the man that went down.
I pulled it from behind there, Anirudh Thapa. Mohun Bagan supergiant did no goals in the first 15 minutes. As you said earlier, Mark, Diamond Harbour, they scored 2 goals already by this time, and now this team, they know there are only the second place teams, the best 2 second place teams that can move forward. The match between Diamond Harbour and Mohun Bagan supergiant, that will be an interesting one. That could probably decide who tops Group B.
Here comes Manvir. Goalkeeper's come a long way out. Harpreet and makes a good decision. Concedes the corner, but managed to get that race off his line just right to get in at the feet of Manvir Singh. Good goalkeeping.
A little too heavy, Manvir Singh. Just making that run in behind the centre-back. Well, a good goalkeeping there. Comes out at the right time. Corner, another corner for Mohun Bagan supergiant.
They're piling pressure on now. Haven't really tested Harpreet yet. That's Aldred again who gets his head to it, but he had to move a long way back to that. He seemed to be backtracking almost, which is why he couldn't get any direction or power on the header. And Jose Molina, not too concerned at the moment, I wouldn't have thought, but saying that, even if they're winning 4-0, he still looks the same, so it's difficult to tell really what he's thinking.
Yeah, Mark, after winning the Indian Super League, hard to get a smile on his face on Jose Molina. Although, BSF, they've done fairly a good job at protecting the goal. No shot so far on target from Mohun Bagan supergiant.
A little earlier on today, Real Kashmir kept alive their chances of making it through to the knockout stages with a 2-1 win over Trout. Of course, the holders North East United, their defence underway with a no surprise really, an Aladdin Ajari hat-trick. That guy just cannot stop scoring goals. A late whistle there from Ashwin for the foul over on that far touchline.
They're coming in deep there, Deepak Tangri, as we can see, to receive the ball. Abhishek Suryavanshi. An interesting season last time around as well. Quiet in midfield, but when the time is right, when the time comes, these are the kind of passes, defence-splitting passes.
Well, Manvir had all the time in the world there to try and pick a spot and pick out a teammate, but he's had a rush of blood to the head and it's gone sailing out of play. And well, we know he's better than that, and that's the kind of thing that frustrates coaches when players do that. He had plenty of time to bring that down, have a look and do something with it, but has just blazed it over the bar.
Yeah, it's not the lack of skill or the ability to move forward, it's the decision-making. Manvir knew he could have taken a touch. Sahal Ahmed, but Liston Colaco were making their way in towards the 6-yard box. Now Mohun Bagan Super Giants still finding that first goal.
Yeah, you wonder if they get one, well, it will open the floodgates for them, but here come BSF again. That's just poorly executed once more. They're in a really good position there with Singh pressing forward, and it's again the opposite coach this time who's turned to be frustrated. Gurjit Singh up well. Of course, they were undone by that brilliant performance from Clayton, the Brazilian, who scored 4 and had a hand in the other goals in that 8-1 win for Diamond Harbour. And be interesting to see Diamond Harbour, of course, who will take up their place in the I-League this season after 4 successive promotions, how they managed to set themselves up against Mohun Bagan. It could be a really interesting matchup, Karen, and one that I'm sure everybody will be looking forward to.
And some strong signings made by Diamond Harbour as well into their starting 11. You see the foreign signings, the Indian signings as well, a strong 11 in the Indian Oil Durand Cup. Diamond Harbour scoring 8 goals past BSF. Yeah, wasn't the BSF players, or the referee that came in the way.
And of course, another game to look forward to comes up on Friday night when Shillong Lejong take on North East United. Shillong have got plenty of goals in the bank as well after their 6-0 win a few days ago. So it's by no means a given. Mohun Bagan will probably need to win all 3 games to guarantee a place in the next round, unless they can start finding the net with regularity and improving their goal difference. But that's the beauty of this competition. 6 group winners and the 2 best second-place teams go through. BSF lost all 3 games last year, conceding 13 goals in their 3 matches. They only managed to find the net in the last game in that 4-3 defeat to Bodoland. There's Alberto Rodriguez. Good to see him back again this season, having signed at the start of last season from Percy Bandung, where he won the Indonesian League there. His old team pretty dominant in Indonesia. They won the league again this year under Boyan Hodak. Indonesian football very much on the up at the moment as well. 1 or 2 Indonesian players are starting to find themselves being attracted to countries around the world. Carlos Pena, of course, the former Goa coach, is coaching in Indonesia at the moment as well. He had a pretty successful season there. Well, those Mariners fans haven't had too much to cheer so far. They should be 1 up, you would feel, with that shot from Anirudh Thapa that went wide. But on the other hand, of course, they could have seen their side conceding an early goal as well. 2 chances for Kishore early on here. But it's settled down into pretty much a midfield battle at the moment, Karen, and nobody really showing, particularly from Mohun Bagan, the kind of creativity we're used to seeing from them. And well, that shot of Jose Molina probably says it all.
Yes, it looks like the pace of the game is slowed down, especially for Mohun Bagan Supergiant in midfield, where they like to move the ball around nice and quick. You spoke about Alberto Rodriguez as well. I was reading an article where he was in his pre-season training, or rather his off-season training. He was training with Raul Asensio from Real Madrid, and that was interesting. That was fun to watch as well. Players are ready; they're ready to go. And Kishori on one end, on the other hand, Sohail Ahmed Butt making his way behind the two centre backs. He was quick in the last match. He was quick on the ball, reacting fast, reacting quick. But we've not seen too much of him in the first 22 minutes that have been played so far.
You know, we talk a lot, Karen, about Indian football and Indian strikers in particular, and the fact that most ISL clubs have got foreign strikers, and that's almost creeping into the I-League a little bit now. We saw Luka Machin back to Diamond Harbour again, but for the people like Sahal, this is a big chance for them to try and, as a young player, improve and get better as a striker and try and impress the national coach. And of course, now that Khalid Jamil is in charge, well, there's one of his players, Manveer Singh, who finally gets the header in over Harpreet, and Mohun Bagan have finally made the breakthrough. And ironically, it's a man who does score goals with regularity, an Indian player, Manveer Singh, having had an early chance, a simple header, just helps it over the goalkeeper, and Mohun Bagan have finally made the breakthrough past the midway point in the first half.
Very easy there for Manveer. Across comes in, first time there, Roshan with the first time ball. Quality ball, although I would say a defensive lapse, a goalkeeping lapse in positioning the goalkeeper outside his box. And no man's land defender does not know where Manveer was. It makes it easier for him. And Manveer makes no mistake, just gets over the defender, directs the ball into the goal, and the goalkeeper is only watching. Manveer gets his first goal in the 24th minute.
He did get 5 in the ISL last season, his best scoring season since 6 way back in one of the bubble seasons in Goa. But he is a fixed member of the national team, of course, Manveer Singh, so you would hope that he would look for goals. Liston trying to squeeze that one through as Mohun Bagan look to make some pressure count now. That's on by Tangri. That'll be a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Clumsy challenge on Liston Colaco. And this is the sort of area you don't want to be giving free kicks away with Mohun Bagan.
Very easy there. Liston Colaco, he knows how to win challenges. He knows how to win free kicks. This is Liston Colaco range, and he did that last time around against Mohammedan Sporting. He got a free kick in this position, and he found the back of the net.
Yeah, it's almost a carbon copy from where that shot came in against Mohammedan. It found its way into get his opening goal of the game. Can lightning strike twice, I wonder? Maybe slightly further out this time. Here comes Liston. Just helped on its way by Harpreet, who just used the pace on the ball to push it away from danger. But it's another shot on target for Mohun Bagan.
But he's proving to show quality there. Liston Colaco from far out. Harpreet sees it late. He sees the ball move. He sees it dip. Does well there to parry it away from goal. We've seen that on one too many occasions where the goalkeepers, they save the free kick or they save those shots, but it's right put back in the danger area. And this time around, Harpreet as well. The danger still not away. It's a corner for Mohun Bagan.
Anna Tapa to swing this one over, but again doesn't miss out that first man, which will be disappointing. BSF able to get the ball clear. Liston looking to deliver the cross, but overhits it this time, and another chance goes by. But you feel now they've got that first goal that this could be dangerous times for BSF. They probably just need to shore things up at the back a little bit for the time being, because Mohun Bagan are just starting to press now.
Liston Colaco once again, he makes it look so easy to skip past one player. You always need 2 defenders on him. He can cross the ball with his left foot, The right foot this time around, very, very deep. Although, Mark, you spoke about it earlier as well, where it's a chance for Sahal Ahmed, but for strikers like these to show why they could be given game time, or they could be given a start. Not easy. He did get a goal in the last match as well.
A little bit too high for Manga. Well, there'll be some sore throats around tomorrow if those Mariners fans keep singing like they are at the moment. As always, getting right behind their team here at the Kishore Bharti. Of course, we regularly saw crowds of 30, 40, 50,000 plus at the Salt Lake over the season. It's a club that really breeds success and wants success. Tom Aldred pushing that a little bit too far for Roshan, who just had to make up a little bit of ground, but great experience for the youngster, playing and training alongside players like Tom Aldred as players develop. As we say, he did play in the RF Development League last season. He's an 18-year-old who's been playing at under 21 level, so that shows that he definitely has potential. That's in behind Aldred, who just let the ball run through, but no real pressure coming from Navjot, who is far enough forward with Kishore tonight. The front two. Harmandeep played up there in the first game. He's dropped back into a more midfield role tonight, with Navjot Singh coming in. Liwan. Manvir. Good play by Deepak Tangri. Didn't have too much room to work there, but got away from Harmandeep. Now Manvir. Good low ball in and an important interception from Navjot. Two Navjots in the BSF lineup. That was an important interception.
Well, better ball there from Manvir along the ground. Navjot sticks his leg out. He knew that Sahal Ahmed was making that run in behind him, in towards the near post. And if he didn't get his leg in there, if he didn't get that interception, it could have been a different story.
Liston back on corner duty as we approach the half-hour mark. Just a little bit too high for Deepak Tangri. Tapper. Aldred. And that will be the drinks break at the half-hour mark. And Mohun Bagan, Karen, have made hard work of this. BSF had those early chances, but Mohun Bagan, who probably knew they'd have to be patient tonight, eventually managing to get themselves in front through Manvir.
Absolutely, Mark. And Manvir, he made it look easy. In towards the 6-yard box, just getting in ahead the defender, all the goalkeeper, Harpreet, in no man's land, getting out of the goal line there, and then it was an empty goal for Manvir Singh. Although this is a tactical break, something to think about for Gurjeet as well, if he can make his way back into this match. And for Jose Molina, how many goals can he get? This was the goal. It was cross-played in, Roshan first time, and Manvir here, easy for him, almost like a tap-in, Mark.
Yeah, you were right about the goalkeeper. You watch, he came off his line, then realised he wasn't going to reach the ball and tried to backtrack, but by then it was too late. The ball had already lobbed over him. Good play by Manvir, though. Is he a player? We've seen him a lot, of course, Karen. He's been around for a long time now, Manvir Singh. Is he a player you feel should score more goals than he does? He got 5 in 25 appearances last season in the ISL.
Absolutely, he is a player. But he's always been involved in the thick of things, and he's a player who likes to track back, help in defense as well. He's a proper team player and started his career in the number 9 position for club and country, and then beautifully you can depend on him playing on the right flank, on the left flank. He's helping in defense. He's helping in that right back position where Ashish Rajendry plays. 5 goals, maybe not the number Manvir would have liked. He's used to getting in those double digits when he started his career in the youth setup as well. And he'll be looking to improve that season on season mark.
Good crowd drifting in now, still 1 or 2 coming in here. It is Monday night, of course. We talk a lot about crowds on a Monday in India. When Mohun Bagan are playing, you know you're going to get the hardcore of the supporters, the Mariners faithful coming out. Another long ball, Kishore unable to get on the end of that one. Goes out of play off Liston. Singh will take the throw. Sanjog. Tangri. Chase on here for Lee Wan, but that should be comfortable for Harpreet. Well, Lee Wan certainly looks like he likes to get forward. Played for Mohun Bagan in the RF Development League last season, replacing Ashish Rai in the starting lineup tonight.
He's the kind of player, he wants to be involved, and he has quality. He has that quality. We've seen him in the first 30 minutes. He likes to move forward, tracking back as well. A little shaky at the start, a bit nervy at the start. But now he looks like if he is getting regular game time, he could be one of those players that could show maturity real quick at this stage.
Here comes Liston once again. Try to thread that through to Anirudh Thapa, but well read again by Asif, the captain, that time. Another raking ball out towards Bandari on this near side, who won't quite keep that in play. He gives a thumbs up to his captain. He wasn't too far, just needed a little bit taken off that. There's some of the players warming up. I mean, listen to some of these names on the bench tonight, Karen, from Mohun Bagan. Sahal, Alberto Rodriguez, Kian Nasiri, Abhishek and Ashish Rai. You know, quality players that are almost shoo-ins for the first 11, let alone being on the bench, which is the strength in depth that Mohun Bagan have. And that's without some of the regular other foreigners as well.
And that's one of the reasons that they've been the most dangerous team in Indian football in the last couple of seasons. Jose Molina, Antonio Habas, whoever was in charge at Mohun Bagan Supergiant, they were spoiled for choice for any of the games. You have 2 or 3 players injured, you've got better players available on the bench, and that's been the case for any manager at Mohun Bagan Supergiant.
And of course, no Subhashish Bose as well at the moment. So I expect to see all those players back for the AFC campaign. 10 minutes to go to half-time. BSF looking to try and move forward. Singh with a throw. That's clumsily just run out of play by BSF. They have won the Punjab State Super Football League on 5 occasions, the most recent back in the 2021-22 season. And they've managed to keep Mohun Bagan to just a goal in this opening half as well, which is no mean feat. They'll expect more in the second half, the Mariners faithful, that's for sure. There's Roshan. Won the SAF Under-19 Championships with India just a few weeks ago. Liston. Impressive acceleration, gets to the byline. Their header's just slightly in behind Manveer this time, but that was a brilliant turn of pace from Liston Colaco. I think it might have been Sahal actually who got the header in, but great play again from Liston Colaco.
A good play down the left flank from Roshan as well. A good pass for Liston Colaco, and somehow from 3rd gear to 6th gear, Liston Colaco so good at that. Finds acceleration in those pockets, and a good ball there. Deepak Tangri was waiting, although better communication needed in that final third. Mohun Bagan Supergiant, only 1 goal in the first 36 minutes that they have played. Jose Molina would have liked to find the back of the net on multiple occasions, so up until now.
Yeah, he's a very methodical man, Jose Molina. Let's not forget he's won the ISL in both seasons. has been a coach here with ATK in 2016 and then Mohun Bagan, of course, last season doing the double. They've certainly had more of the ball in the first half. Here's Aldred. First time ball from Lee Wan back to Tom Aldred, looking for some movement up ahead of him, which he's not really coming for him at the moment. That was Abhishek. Caught in possession, and Sanjog will try and get BSF moving forward. Harmandeep. It's Bandari. Good run from Harmandeep, who just runs into Tom Aldred. Well, the referee will give the foul. It seemed a little bit innocuous, really, but Aldred just got his body across to block Harmandeep, and referee Ashwin decides that it is worthy of a free kick to BSF.
Aldred there late on the challenge, asking for a foul. Harmandeep gets it. He's used his hands, but a bit too soft. Foul, of course. Now a chance for BSF to maybe get something at goal.
Well, they'll need a better delivery than that. They've won a corner, but Harmandeep missed the chance, really, with Asif and Navjot coming forward from the back. I wonder what they've been doing for the last 3 months with no football. Certainly the Mohun Bagan fans excited to see their team back in action tonight here at the Kishore Bharti. Another corner. Bandari this time to try his luck to see if he can come up with a better delivery into the near post. Again, it's not the greatest delivery in the world, and Liston should be able to sort this one out.
Better quality pass needed down the flank there. BSF now, they know at the end of the first half, the last 5 minutes, if they get a goal now, things could change. The team talk could change. Mohun Bagan Supergiant, 1 goal lead is a thin margin. They need to double it to put pressure now on the likes of Diamond Harbour.
High ball into the box. Vishal K had to keep his eye on that one, because if that had dipped, it might have just dipped under the bar, but fortunately for him, it was just over the top. I think he got it covered anyway, the man who kept 14 clean sheets last season, the Golden Glove winner. Yes, it was a single goal win over their big rivals East Bengal in that 2023 final. Dimi Petratos with the only goal of the final. Down the line by Liwan. Here's Manvir. Cutting back inside, went for goal. I'm not too sure that was going anywhere near the target, but a second chance. Liwan fires it right across goal and holds his hands up in apology, because it wasn't the best effort either. And a couple of chances, really, that Mohun Bagan possibly should have made better use of.
Manvir once again from the right flank, chops in, first time with his left foot. Good block there, but a bit more patience from Manvir. He could have taken another touch in towards the box, maybe find his teammate. Sohail Ahmed Butt was there, was in a better position.
Tangri's header. Liwan with the throw. That's another soft foul really given away by BSF this time as Abhishek went to ground. It looked like it was just shoulder to shoulder, but referee deemed it was a free kick to Mohun Bagan, and it gives them chance to move forward again with Liston. Abhishek. That's Kishore getting back to win possession back for his side. Bandari. Looking for Harman deep, but good sliding challenge from Deepak Tangri, who's working hard in that midfield role. Because he played predominantly as a centre-back during his days at Chennai In. Deepak Tangri, it's only when he moved to Mohun Bagan he was converted more into a midfielder.
Yeah, Mark, it's interesting to see players like these, Deepak Tangri, who started their career in centre-back and then comfortable on the ball in centre defensive midfield, and showing promise to Jose Molina that he can trust him in that position. Not an easy position to play when you've got responsibility, when you're receiving the ball with your back facing players behind you. A high pressure position, you might say, in that centre defensive midfield. And Deepak Tangri, he's done that. He's evolved as a player over the last couple of seasons.
Good passing by Mohun Bagan. It's into Ani Ratapa, who once again knows he should have done better. Needed to just bring that under control. He tried the little drag to make the shooting chance, but it was a lovely passing move from back to front by Mohun Bagan, and that's the sort of passing we know that Jose Molina's side can do.
Once again, Liston Colaco finds Thapa. Ani Thapa on that half turn couldn't quite control it. If he did, he was through. Just slides past him the ball. Thapa knew. Liston Colaco found him in a very good position in front of goal.
He's had a couple of good chances tonight, Ani Ratapa. Arguably the first one was the best when he was facing goal and coming onto the ball, but failed to hit the target. Here he is again, looking to set up Manvir. Better defending from BSF to get that one clear. Just the one goal for Mohun Bagan in this first half, scored by Manvir Singh. Lee Wan with a throw. Aldred. Abhishek. Back to Aldred. Playing nice and high at the moment. Tom Aldred, lovely ball to Liston Colaco. First time ball into Tapper, back to Liston. Trying to weave his way through, but it was Mangar that got there. A couple of minutes to be added at the end of the first half. Not too many stoppages in the game, just the drinks break, I think, really adding to the time. But I wonder, Karen, what Jose Molina will be saying to his team at half-time.
Well, get goals. Get goals in the final third, make better decisions. Mohun Bagan Super Giant, they're doing everything right. With the kind of quality they've shown in midfield and the kind of passes. But the chances or the decisions that have been taken in the final third, whether it's Sohail Ahmed Butt, Anirudh Thapa, they haven't been fruitful. They haven't found the back of the net. That is what is missing.
Good ball over the top. Kishore. Well, he had to go on his own. He was awaiting support, but none came. But again, Vishal Kaith looked to come out, then decided to back off, and he just allowed Kishore that space.
Well, Mark, it's almost like he doesn't have belief, no confidence. Kishore, he's getting in those positions. This is the third time he's got in the first 45 minutes. And look at what he does. He has time, he has space. He looks to toe poke it there into the near post where Vishal Kaith is standing. Well, not too much trickery needed there. You need to find the target.
Well, they've created more chances in the first 45 minutes here than they did in the whole of the 90 minutes against Diamond Harbour. That included that consolation goal. They had very few chances in that game. But they'll be kicking themselves. Kishore, who played all three games in the competition last season, as well as had their best chances, arguably. Here's Manvir. I'm sure the happier coach will be the BSF coach, Gurjit Singh Atwal. Still another 45 minutes to go, though. His side will tire, you can be sure of that, in the second half, and that's where Mohun Bagan's supreme fitness will show, you think. Liston into Tapper. Little scoop over the top for Liston Colaco. Oh, another glorious opportunity as Ashwin's whistle goes for half-time. But it's another well-created chance for Mohun Bagan, but lacking that cutting edge on the end of it.
Well, once again, what about that for a pass? Although Liston Colaco couldn't quite find the target. This could have been a second goal for Mohun Bagan, and at the end of the first 45 minutes, they've gotten themselves in these positions in front of inside.
Yeah, Mohun Bagan leading by a single goal at half-time. 68% of the possession, though. 7 shots. They've only had 2 shots on goal, and BSF have had 1. So, if you look at those stats, you would expect the ISL side probably to be better off than 1 goal. But credit to BSF, who have defended well, although, as we just said, Mohun Bagan have had 1 or 2 chances, which they haven't taken in that first half. Let's see what the second half will bring. Well, Mohun Bagan got off to a winning start in their opening game against Mohammedan. BSF hammered 8-1 by Diamond Harbour. And they wouldn't have been looking forward to facing the ISL double winners as Sahal got things underway. Mohun Bagan already looking long for Manveer Singh. Early save there for Harpreet. But the build-up was there, Karen, but it was the cutting edge, and this was arguably one of their best chances of that first half.
For Sohail Ahmed, but with those runs, Roshan with an incredible pass there. First time. Just look at the weight on that. Easy, makes it easy for Manveer Singh. Hard for the goalkeeper, who's in no man's land, and almost like a tap-in.
Yeah, first goal in this season's Durand Cup for Manveer Singh. Liston is looking really sharp, certainly in terms of his pace and his power and his drive at the moment. But again, just lacking on the final cross in behind that time, and the target wasn't hit. But BSF did have early shots. That was, I think, a cross rather than a shot, which didn't test Vishal Kaith. Manveer again cutting inside, and then Liwan making his first start. Rushed at the shot, really, flashing it across the face of goal. Liston was at the hub of everything, though, Karen, that Mohun Bagan have, and certainly if BSF can stop him playing, they might be in with a chance of keeping the score down in the second half.
He was involved in every play. Liston Colaco combining well in attack, although for BSF it was Kishori. At the end of the first 45 minutes, he had a chance, couldn't quite find the target there.
So it is nicely poised. The ISL double winners just by a single goal at half-time against BSF. At the break here at the Kishore Party, it's Mohun Bagan 1, BSF FT 0. Manveer Singh. Liston is looking really sharp, certainly in terms of his pace and his power and his drive at the moment. But again, just lacking on the final cross in behind that time, and the target wasn't hit. But BSF did have early shots. That was, I think, a cross rather than a shot, which didn't test Vishal Kaith. Manveer again cutting inside, and then Liwan making his first start. Rushed at the shot, really, flashing it across the face of goal. Liston was at the hub of everything, though, Karen, that Mohun Bagan have, and certainly if BSF can stop him playing, they might be in with a chance of keeping the score down in the second half.
He was involved in every play. Liston Colaco combining well in attack, although for BSF it was Kishori. At the end of the first 45 minutes, he had a chance, couldn't quite find the target there.
So it is nicely poised. The ISL double winners just by a single goal at half-time against BSF. At the break here at the Kishore Party, it's Mohun Bagan 1, BSF FT 0.
The wait is over. इस साल का सबसे बड़ा क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट द एशिया कप आ रहा है सोनी लिव और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर। सबसे बड़े स्टार्स, सबसे बड़ी राइवलरीज और सबसे बड़े मैचेस।
एशिया का माहौल गरमाने वाला है।
दिस सितंबर लाइव सोनी लिव और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर। The wait is over. इस साल का सबसे बड़ा क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट द एशिया कप आ रहा है सोनी लिव और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर। सबसे बड़े स्टार्स, सबसे बड़ी राइवलरीज और सबसे बड़े मैचेस।
एशिया का माहौल गरमाने वाला है।
दिस सितंबर लाइव सोनी लिव और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर। The wait is over. इस साल का सबसे बड़ा क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट द एशिया कप आ रहा है सोनी लिव और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर। सबसे बड़े स्टार्स, सबसे बड़ी राइवलरीज और सबसे बड़े मैचेस।
एशिया का माहौल गरमाने वाला है।
दिस सितंबर लाइव सोनी लिव और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर। The wait is over. इस साल का सबसे बड़ा क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट द एशिया कप आ रहा है सोनी लिव और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर। सबसे बड़े स्टार्स, सबसे बड़ी राइवलरीज और सबसे बड़े मैचेस।
एशिया का माहौल गरमाने वाला है।
दिस सितंबर लाइव सोनी लिव और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर।
Welcome back to the Kishore Bharti in Kolkata. Mohun Bagan just making their way out for the second half. BSF already in their huddle ahead of the second half. Mohun Bagan, the ISL double winners from last season, leading by 1-0. Manveer Singh with the goal midway through that first half. And Karan Swanee, a lot resting on Liston Colaco here, you feel, in this second half. Liston had a superb first half. He was full of everything that Mohun Bagan threw at him, and Alberto, Sahal, two of the three substitutions coming on at half-time. Kian Nasiri coming on as well. So, no, we talked about those strong players, Karen, coming on, and three of them are joining the fray for the second half.
Absolutely, Jose Molina there, looking to change things in the second 45 minutes. Something wasn't working. One goal wasn't enough for him. He knows he needs to pile up the pressure, put pressure on Diamond Harbour, who sit on an 8-goal difference with 6 points on top of Group B, and he needs to come closer. He needs to come closer to that even before they play them next time around. Sahal Abdul Samad back in. Now a chance for him to show why he should be given time in the first 11, why he should be put in the first 11, along with Kian Nasiri, who did start the game the last match against Mohammedan Sporting, back from loan, and now a chance for him to prove why he should get game time as well.
Ashwin is the referee. Look at the watch, and we're underway for the second half. So tight group this. If Mohun Bagan get the 3 points, they'll be level on 6 with Diamond Harbour. Only the top team in each 6 group, plus 2 of the best second-place teams, will go through to the quarter-finals. Anirudh Thapa, Manveer Singh and Tom Aldred are the players that have come off for those substitutions. So Alberto will drop into the back. Sahal into midfield, and Kian Nasiri will go up front. Maybe a bit of a point to prove for Kian Nasiri, Karen. He burst onto the scene, of course, with that hat-trick against East Bengal in the Kolkata derby in the bubble, but has never really found regular goal-scoring form and struggled to get any game time at Chennai in last season. He was mainly used as a substitute.
Yeah, and that's what he needs to show now. Not just hunger and desire, but quality in the final third. We know that he's got pace on him. We know that he can change things. And like you said, Mark, he's done that against Mohun Bagan Super Giants arch rivals East Bengal with that hat-trick in the bubble. Although now he needs to show consistency. He needs to show, give Jose Molina a reason on why he should start game in, game out.
Just confirmation of those substitutions just going through there. That's almost a miss hit by Harpreet, the goalkeeper. Just came to him a little bit too pacey there, the BSF keeper. Alberto Rodriguez and Tom Aldred, of course, who formed that wonderful defensive partnership last season. Just 16 goals conceded in 24 ISL games. They had Vishal Kaith behind them, 14 clean sheets. It was a title-winning side that was built from the back forwards, really, from Jose Molina. 3 short of 50 goals. And goals throughout in the team as well, not just reliant on one. Jamie McLaren was the top scorer with 12. He's actually on his way back to India at the moment. He left Australia a few hours ago, according to his social media. So he'll be back in the Mohun Bagan camp very soon. Here's Deepak Tangri. Roshan. Alberto coming forward. That's aimed in towards Sahal. Better defending from BSF. Chase on for Manga, who's won the throw, looking to take it quickly, but realised he was lacking a little bit of support up there, so has to wait for teammates to arrive. Bandari with the throw. Harmandeep rides one challenge. Still going here, Harmandeep. Well, it was possibly not the right option. He had an awful lot of work to do from there to try and get the shot on target, but BSF are continuing to press it. They're not overawed by their more illustrious opponents.
And there's still belief in Gurjeet Singh and his side. It's only that one goal that separates these two sides, and BSF taking those half chances, finding pockets, finding that space in that final third. And this team now, will they make any changes? That's going to be interesting, because Kishori, the only goal scorer in the last match, did find himself in goal scoring position in the first 45 minutes. And that's what they need to know. Get in front of goal, maybe a change in formation. Right now, it's only Kishori and Navjot, but they need support now from the two wingers, Mangar and Piyush.
Yeah, they did make 5 changes tonight, BSF, from that side that started against Diamond Harbour 3 days ago. A lot rests on the shoulders of Kishori, though. He scored 3 of the last 4 goals that they've scored in this competition. Got 2 against Bodoland last season. Asif got the other one. He's on the bench tonight, having started at the weekend. That's well played by Alberto Rodriguez, who had to show quick feet there because he was under a little bit of pressure. Liston had a great first half. It's Roshan. Turn in field by Abhishek. This is good possession football from Mohun Bagan, but what can they put on the end of it? That's a better looking ball in, and it had to be defended there by Asif. Whipped in, trying to get that in behind the BSF defenders. But this is good pressure at the start of the second half. That's Roshan trying his luck, the youngster. Did put the cross in for Manvir's goal in the first half.
Well, yeah, he has been impressive, Mark Roshan, especially down that left flank. He's getting into those positions, in those attacking positions, and it's good to see an 18-year-old do that. I mean, you're getting your first start, you're getting a chance in a team like Mohun Bagan Supergiant. Some would be cautious, some would be careful, but here Roshan, he's making those runs. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to join an attack. He's not afraid. Where Manvir was playing, or Liston Colaco was playing down that left flank, and he's provided quality. He's doing his defensive duties. He's moving up front. Got an assist from Manvir on his goal as well.
It's certainly been an impressive debut. Skied up in the air from Singh. Gupta just trying to keep it in play, but it will be a Mohun Bagan throw away on that far side. An incredible 263 trophies across their history, Mohun Bagan. Liston just skips away from Singh that time, who's out of position. Still Liston Colaco. There's Sahal. Poor control, poor first touch. Liston Colaco there with a second opportunity. Gets the shot in and finds the bottom corner, Liston Colaco. Well, they had opportunities. Sahal had a really good chance. But Liston, who scored 2 in that opening match, gets his 3rd of the tournament. A little swivel on the edge of the box, and he's a player that has started this tournament in top form. It's another goal from Liston Colaco, and the lead is doubled. 2-0 Mohun Bagan.
Well, so much quality, brilliance. Liston Colaco down the left flank, and everything he's doing is finding his way into the back of the net. An easy ball for Sahal Abdul Samad. We thought that he would have done better. Maybe got his shot off on target. Liston Colaco not afraid. A little shoulder drop, and then he sees that spot. He sees that angle in towards the near post. Goes between the defender, through his legs. And no chance there, no chance for the goalkeeper. Finds the ball, finds his goal into the back of the net. Mohun Bagan Supergiant, they do get a second, but now this is an opening, a chance for them to score more goals. Good combination. Sahal Ahmed, but with that movement, Liston Colaco, Sahal Abdul Samad combining well there. And another goal for this man. Brilliant.
But it was lovely close control too create the shooting opportunity. The ball was almost stuck to his foot as he just shimmied around the defender. Scored last year in the 6-0 win over Indian Air Force in Mohun Bagan's second group match. Of course, they didn't have a third group match last year. That game against East Bengal was cancelled. But they did have the big guns out last year as well. Cummings, Petratos. Eventually losing on that penalty shootout to North East United. But, well, this bodes well for Mohun Bagan. He's another player, sometimes you feel, that blows a little bit hot and cold in the regular season. Harpreet with the goal kick for BSF. They'll certainly want to avoid the floodgates opening as they did against Diamond Harbour in their first game. Liston. Sahal. Those two already linking up well. Sahal coming on at half-time. Everybody bar one back behind the ball for BSF at the moment. Just Kishore, the man staying forward. Here's Roshan. Tangri. Alberto. Abhishek just bundled over. Be a free kick. There was a little kick out there, I think, after the ball had gone on Abhishek.
A little push from behind there on Abhishek Suryavanshi. Does well to protect the ball there, Mark.
Yeah, another player that really came of age in the ISL last season. 11 goals for Abhishek. 11 games, sorry, for Abhishek last season. Here he is again. Alberto Rodriguez. Nice first touch from Sahal. And moving the ball around with a little bit more confidence in the second half now. Mohun Bagan. Sahal just pushes that one out wide. Side netting this time, though, for Kian Nasiri. But applause from Jose Molina. They just feel now they're starting to find their edge in that final third a little bit better than they did in the first half.
Well, that's a good sign for Kian Nasiri when you see Jose Molina appreciate that. Well, should have done better, though, with his shot maybe in towards the far post on target. Hits the side netting there, Kian Nasiri. His first touch, a little away from goal. One of the reasons why he couldn't wrap his leg around the ball. All of these fans, Mohun Bagan Super Giant fans, always present in large numbers. It's the kind of season they've had last 2 or 3 seasons when they have dominated Indian football, the Indian Super League.
Away by Harpreet. Roshan's there with a header. Helped on by Sanjog. It's almost threaded into the path of Liston again, who acknowledges the pass. It was Singh who just stuck out a leg. Good ball over the top. Alberto knew Vishal Kaith was coming out of his goal behind him, and they've tied it up well there. Mohun Bagan. And here they come on the counter at the other end. Liston Colaco looking for his second of the match. Just took it a little bit too far, but it doesn't matter. He still gets there before Harpreet Singh and stabs home for number 3. And Liston Colaco, for the second match running, has 2 goals to his name. He's on a hat-trick. And Jose Molina, the hint of a smile there as his side go 3-0 up. But it's a brilliant solo effort from Liston Colaco.
Well, he's causing all sorts of problems. Good pass there along the ground for Liston Colaco. Worked in his favour. Makes it so easy to go away from the defender. Sees that opening. Look at that for a finish. A cheeky finish. Sees that opening in between the goalkeeper's legs and doesn't use power. A clever finish for Liston Colaco for his second goal. He's been provider as well. He scored a free kick in the last match. This one is only getting better. Liston Colaco making those runs in behind the defence and made his way in front of goal. So good. Clever there. third for Mohun Bagan Supergiant.
He's certainly playing with a bit of confidence, Liston Colaco, that's for sure. 2 goals in 6 minutes. And all of a sudden, Mohun Bagan have put some distance between themselves in BSF, having stuttered a little bit in the first half, in the final third. Just getting it right now. Those changes haven't had a direct impact on the game just yet, but certainly Sahal is working hard behind Liston and around Liston. And here they come again. Kian Nasiri. Too high for Liston Colaco that time. Manga just left the ball behind. Tangri. They're winning the second balls now as well. Mohun Bagan, they're just sharper. If they ball away, they're managing to retrieve it pretty quickly and not really give BSF any time on the ball at all. And here they come again. It's not a great ball. Given away to Navjot Kishori. In by Manga, but tidied up again by Alberto Rodriguez.
Mark, it's matches like these where if you don't take your chances, especially in the first 45 minutes where Kishori found his place here, Sahal Abdul Samad, somehow a goal line clearance there.
Well, has he given the goal? I think he has. Well, BSF are complaining, but the ball has rolled to across the line. Well, it's another brilliant attack by Mohun Bagan.
Well, a chance. This is what Sahal does. A cheeky little drag. Sahal Abdul Samad away from the goalkeeper. And then, look at that. The goalkeeper did all he could. But then Sahal Abdul Samad. Yes, it had crossed the goal line there. A goal has been given for this, and I don't think the decision can be reversed. Where from here, yeah, it does look like the ball has crossed the goal line. A fourth for Mohun Bagan Supergiant.
Yeah, you can see the assistant on the far side flagging. He wasn't really level with the ball, so perhaps not in the best position to see, but Sahal won't care, because he gets himself a goal, and Mohun Bagan lead by 4 goals to 0. We are going to see a change coming up. Lee Wan, who's had a pretty impressive first start at right back, he's coming off. Abi Mitai is going to come on, the recent big money signing from Punjab. One of the big domestic signings this year, Karen, in the close season, in this strangest of close seasons, of course, with the speculation around at the moment. But there is a change coming up for BSF as well. They are going to bring on Asif, who scored in the last edition.
Yeah, the changes and the signings that are being made are interesting this time around, Mark, where there is speculation, of course, of the season, but it's a chance now maybe for the players. They have the time, next 3 or 4 months, until the season's announced, of course, is to get time to train as a team, and that's what you want as a team, where you want to start playing as soon as possible. But the signings that have been made now, 5 teams playing in the Durand Cup, of course, in the Indian Super League, and some have started their pre-season early as well.
Well, this is why the change has been made for BSF. So Asif has come on. It's Manga that's been carried away on the stretcher. Let's hope that's not too serious for him. Well, those fans were a little bit frustrated at half-time. Their side did lead, but not by the amount of goals that they would normally like to see. But normal service resumed in the second half. What a season it was for Abi Mitai. Had a brilliant season with Punjab and, of course, broke into the national team under Manolo Marquez. Be interesting to see how much of a part he plays for Mohun Bagan. Looks like he has gone in at right back. We're used to seeing him as a left back, of course. It looks as though Roshan has stayed at left back. Four changes now made by Jose Molina. And it's one of them, Alberto Rodriguez. Yeah, the triple change at half-time just helped really put a different dimension on that midfield for Mohun Bagan. Roshan. Liston. Abhishek. Now Sahal looking so in control at the moment. Mohun Bagan. Sahal. First touchless. Sahal! The goalkeeper makes the save. Well, Sahal's looking lively since he's come on as well. Scored that goal a moment or so ago. And another great opportunity there to try and get a second.
He's getting at the end of it. Sahal Abdul Samad, a little shoulder drop. Maybe should have directed his finish, and he directs that. He says that to himself as well. We saw that in the replay, where maybe he had that gap in towards the far post. He goes where the goalkeeper is, makes it easy for the goalkeeper. Although a corner, another chance now. The threat is still here.
Alberto forward for the set piece. It just squirms away from the goalkeeper. I think it was Deepak Tangri that had that header. No, it wasn't. It was Dipendu, sorry. But it just squirmed away from Harpreet, but he got away with that. He had a defender just in front of him. Abhishek. I don't think Mohun Bagan have finished with a goal scoring just yet. Liston trying to turn, but just trying to be a little bit too clever. Singh. Given away again to Liston. Tangri. Roshan. Abhishek. Nabi Mitai. Confirmation of that BSF change. Ishan Gupta going off, and Agu, who started the first game against Diamond Harbour, comes on. That's another wayward effort, and a testament, I suppose, to the Mohun Bagan defence that they've restricted long shots for BSF. Here's that header from the corner.
Yeah, lucky their goalkeeper, Dipendu. A towering header there. Although the goalkeeper did not collect it. Harpreet, they're lucky that Lakhwinder was right next to him. It's probably finding its way into the back of the net. Chance has been created for Mohun Bagan Supergiant. They need 3 more goals to level. In terms of goal difference, they've got 4, maintain the clean sheet. But which means that if they go into this match, even if they get 3 points, they will need a win against Diamond Harbour. A draw will not suffice.
Abhishek. Lots to be decided still. It's easy for Harpreet that time. I'm sure Diamond Harbour are looking on and relishing the challenge of taking on Mohun Bagan. Luca Machin, Melroy, Clayton, who was so superb in that first game, of course. Lots of big names have been signed, a good investment made by Diamond Harbour this season. They clearly have their eyes on continuing their remarkable rise through the footballing ranks in India. Here's Siri. Just second there, I think, was he trying to.
Kian Nasiri. He was through a challenge in from behind. Not very happy with that. He has time now. He has about 22 minutes to show what he can do down the right flank. We've seen that he has become a stronger player. He's become a kind of player who's got more aggression here. Sahal Abdul Samad. Beautiful drag, a flick away from the goalkeeper, and then does enough. Gets his finish and target. And the defender a little late. The ball crossing the goal line.
So difficult to tell our angles whether the ball was over the line. It was given by the assistant referee on the far side, but I was not quite convinced his position was the best. He wasn't looking along the line. And we've seen before, of course, in leagues where they do have that goal line technology, sometimes it can be a matter of millimetres that the ball either does or doesn't cross the line. It is such a fine line between getting it right. But it was another goal for Mohun Bagan, who lead BSF by 4-0. 20 minutes to go. Singh. Liston Colaco back on defensive duty now. Two more games tomorrow for you. The big army matchup, Indian Army against Suburban Army, and Rangjit United against the Malaysian Armed Forces in action tomorrow. Mohun Bagan will play their final game against Diamond Harbour on the 9th of August. Another big local derby to come on Friday this week. Shillong Lejong against North East United, the holders.
A foul there. Now looking to slow things down. Maybe Mohun Bagan Supergiant, but they know that they need to get more goals in, and this is a time where tired legs, where Diamond Harbour, they've just played 3 days ago, conceded 8 goals, mentally defeated. They know there's no way back in the Indian Oil Durand Cup now, and this is a chance to capitalize for Mohun Bagan Supergiant.
Alberto's header. Shot from just outside the box. Kishore caught that on the fallen, and he wasn't too far away. Caught it cleanly. Ball never left the ground, but again, it's another shot that doesn't hit its mark. Sahal putting pressure on the last defender. It's a Asif, I think.
And they're keeping the ball well there, in and around the 18-yard box, around BSF's 18-yard box. Mohun Bagan Supergiant there, looking to find that opening. Right up front now, Kian Nasiri finding himself in space in those pockets. Liston Colaco as well, he's been playing the entire 90 minutes last time around as well.
Yeah, it's clear that you feel, with the way that Liston's playing at the moment, Jose Molina will be basing a lot of his tactics around his forward play. Foul by Alberto.
Well, Alberto Rodriguez, he knows how to stop that momentum, break that momentum. Sahal, interesting, he's been involved as he's come on, not just with the goal, but involved in play as well. getting those passes into Sahal Abdul Samad.
Yeah, Sahal hasn't really hit his mark much. He'll be disappointed. It's a big chance for him, of course, in the absence of the foreign players for, as we said right at the start of the match, for someone like Sahal to come in and make a name for himself in this competition. Here he is again. Kian Nasiri's in the middle, this time Liston's there. Sahal blocked before it could cause any trouble to Harpreet in goal. But still looking lively, Sahal.
Well, we've hit the 75th minute mark, which means it's time for another drinks break or a tactical break there for Mohun Bagan Supergiant in the last 15 minutes now. Can they get a few more goals in? And that's what Sahal Abdul Samad or Sohail have been trying, linking up with Liston Colaco as well on that half turn. And Jose Molina as well, he'll want to get more goals in. They've been playing good football. This man, he's been incredible. He's just been brilliant, Liston Colaco.
Yeah, 2 goals.
With him.
The first one made himself after he tried to set up Sahal, but it was a great improvisation. And the second one was a real solo effort.
Yeah, Liston Colaco on that half turn, and then we saw that with the kind of trickery that he brings. And here, a cheeky finish in between the goalkeeper's legs. Just one touch away from the defender. He just has that extra gear on him, that acceleration in small spaces and large spaces as well, away from the defender and then through the goalkeeper's legs. Brilliant on the ball, Liston Colaco. Well, here, these fans, they want to see more goals. They know that there is more in this match. As long as Liston Colaco is on the pitch, goals can come anytime, Mark.
Well, Sahal is going off. Looks like he took a knock in that last little attack. It gives a chance for Tamang to come on for the time that remains. Pasang Dorji Tamang, another player that came through and was playing in the Reliance Foundation development team last season, making a first-team debut. And that's all 5 changes now made by Jose Molina. So 14 minutes. They are going to win the game. There's no question about that. The question is, how many goals are they going to win it by? Kishori. Just a reminder, if it stays like this, they will stay second in the table. Mohun Bagan behind Diamond Harbour, who have a +8 goal difference. Mohun Bagan's is currently +6. All smiles. Kian Nasiri just got there first. Liston on a hat-trick, unselfishly trying to play in Sahal. That's gone for a goal kick, rebounds off Sahal. But, well, Liston could have maybe gone himself there, but knew Sahal was coming up alongside him.
He should have gone himself there, Liston Colaco. Sahal Abdul Samad was far away there, far away. The defender doing well to track back. Liston Colaco, although maybe could have gone himself, get past the defender and finished himself. He knows that. You see him that he was probably inches away from his hat-trick as well. Another chance for Mohun Bagan Supergiant, although now BSF are feeling it. The treatment on the pitch for one of their players.
Well, those fans have seen 4 goals so far. And Sahal just took that knock late on. Players do tend to bandage themselves up, of course. It is quite telling on the ankles and knees at times, but Sahal will hope the knock isn't too Too much trouble. BSF have one more game to go. They play Mohammedan in 3 days' time. Of course, Mohammedan have lost their opening 2 matches under Mujahideen Wadu. Asif to take the goal kick for BSF. They're about to make another change as well. We're about to bring Navjot back on, rather. There's Roshan. Sahal. Roshan. Just nudged it down the line, but better defending that time from BSF. There's Tamang, who's just come on. Well, it's wasted in the end. What have you made, Karen, overall of this Mohun Bagan performance tonight? It's been a little bit of a slow burner, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, better second half from a strong side like Mohun Bagan Supergiant. Took their time to get off the mark. In the first 45 minutes, maybe could have got more than one goal. But now we know that BSF, they've lost hope. The kind of momentum we've seen, the pace of the game has fallen down as well. Although we've seen glimpses of complacency as well, Mark. Going forward against Diamond Harbour, that won't be possible. 90 minutes, you need to stay switched on, because most likely they will have to go for 3 points. A draw will not suffice.
Well, they've always got so many players in reserve, though, if they know they have to win a game. Here comes Alberto Rodriguez. Sahal. Roshan. Tamang. BSF are making it difficult now. They've got literally everybody back behind the ball. That's pushed too far out wide. Bakir Nasiri, Tom Aldred, who started the match, came off at half-time. Liston Colaco, another great performance from him. 2 goals. And his influence on the whole team, really, not just his goals, his influence and his creative play has been superb tonight, Liston Colaco.
Top quality. And we've seen he's maturing as a player down that left flank, Liston Colaco, moving up front as well as now against better defenders, better defenses. Can he maintain?
Change for BSF. Bipal has come on. Navjot has gone off. They only made a couple of changes in that first game, BSF, but giving a few more players a little bit of a run out tonight. Seven and a half minutes to go at the Kishore Bharti. 4-0 Mohun Bagan lead. Heading for their second win. Away by Asif. There's that long ball over the top again. They used that to good effect in the first game. It's what got Kishore's goal against Diamond Harbour. They just pushed up and Kishore sprung the offside trap to get his goal. I think Mohun Bagan will be a lot wiser to that sign of play than Diamond Harbour were in that first game. Here's Kian Nasiri. Drops the shoulder, goes past his man, looking to pull that back for Sahal. And a corner conceded by BSF, who once again had plenty of blue shirts back behind the ball.
Well, once again, Kian Nasiri gets past one player with ease, although it's that pass in the final third. He needs to pick out a player. Went for that cutback, intercepted well by the defender, cleared it first time with the outside of his foot. Although Kian Nasiri, he could have seen maybe maybe in towards the far post where Liston Colaco was.
Trying to get round the back once again. Good defending and taking no chances, BSF, just getting the ball away and conceding a throw. It was Asif again, the captain.
Better. Once again, Mohun Bagan Supergiant, they give the ball away and they win it back fairly very quickly. Where's that Pep Guardiola rule where you lose ball possession, you win it back in the first 5 seconds. Don't let the other team build momentum. And Jose Molina, he looks happy with the kind of football, especially in the second 45 minutes. Maybe looking for another goal.
Yeah, Sergio wants at least one more. Jose Molina, they did score that 96th minute penalty in the last game against Mohammedan to give them a 2-goal cushion. Nicely taken down there by Dipendu. Vishal Kaith hasn't touched the ball too much in the second half, to be fair. He's been a virtual spectator. He won't mind too much, though. Nabi Mitai. Roshan. Just under a little bit of pressure there from Navjot. Referee was a bit late with the whistle, but gives the foul to Mohun Bagan for the challenge on Roshan, who just took a touch on, or took a knock to that right ankle.
Yeah, late challenge on him. Late challenge, and that's pure frustration now. 18-year-old, he's done so well on his debut, Roshan. Well, not just with the kind of defending that he's shown, it's the confidence on the ball. And his first touch, incredibly brilliant there, and on the run on multiple occasions. Roshan combining well with Liston Colaco, was combining well with Manveer as well. Earned that assist with that first-time cross in the first 45 minutes. He's looked sharp. He's looked very sharp, Mark.
Asif picks up the first yellow card of the game. It's not been a dirty game at all. Ashwin's had a fairly comfortable and easy job just keeping things running along. Abi Mitai. Final few moments for Mohun Bagan to try and add to their tally and improve their goal difference. BSF 12 goals conceded in their 2 matches now. They, as I say, take on Mohammedan. They conceded 13 in their 3 games 12 months ago. There's going to be another yellow card. Dipendu this time. He's going into the book. And he picked up a yellow in the first game as well, Dipendu, so he will miss the next match through suspension.
Use of hands there, Dipendu. He did act surprised as if he wasn't the culprit. He was trying to protect the ball. No malice in that, although the referee, he spots it. Yellow card for that challenge.
It'll be interesting to see in the next match if Jose Molina opts to go with his regular defensive pairing of Aldred and Alberto, or obviously now with Dipendu suspended, maybe Tangri will drop back, although Tangri's had a pretty good game in front of the defence tonight in that midfield role. So a few conundrums really for Jose Molina to think about over the next few days. Roshan. Alberto. Roshan. Dipendu looking over the top once again, but just overhit. Another player with a great future in Indian football, you feel. Dipendu, still only 22 years of age. You can see as well, Karen, how the crowd has swelled as the game's gone on. People have been drifting in almost right up to half-time. People finishing work and coming out to see their team, of course, the Mariners.
Yeah, maybe, and just seeing the scoreline and getting attracted to come and watch the second 45 minutes as well.
Well, you would expect the game against Diamond Harbour to be a pretty good crowd for that one as well. Agu just side-footing that one away. Yeah, we said this after the weekend. I know it was an 8-1 defeat, and it's looking like another big defeat here. But if you're Gurjit Singh Atwal, the BSF coach, can you take any positives away from a 4-0 defeat? Have you seen anything with 4 minutes to go added time that he'll be saying, look, we did this well or we did that well? Mohun Bagan still pressing. We think we've just lost Karen for a moment there, so we'll maybe go back to that point if we get time. A minute into the added 4. Abhishek just keeps that one in play. Alberto. Sahal. Just runs into a blue wall, 4 players lining up on the edge of the penalty area. It's Abi Meadnight. Kian Nasiri. Abhishek. Yeah, sorry, Karen, we lost you for a second. I was just asking about what positives the BSF coach, if any, will be able to take from a 4-0 defeat.
Well, the positives for Gurjit Singh would be that he's getting in front of goal. He's found Kishori on multiple occasions close to the 6-yard box, inside the 18-yard box, where the defenders like Tom Aldred, or in the second half Alberto Rodriguez, when he was brought in, where BSF are getting chances, they're finding themselves in positions to score goals, and that's the biggest positive. Well, it's a different topic or a different problem for him where he lacks quality up front, but a team like BSF, where they are creating those chances through crosses or through open play as well, where their strikers or their wingers are testing Vishal Kaith or testing the defense of Mohun Bagan Supergiant.
That was a wayward pass again that sailed over everybody.
And down there, feeling it is that Roshan, he's made sprints on multiple occasions here, gets past the defender, a mishit cross, and with his weaker foot, all over his ankle, or what those cramps that he was feeling. Well, the good news is he's up and running and he's back. And the fans like it as well that Roshan now, he will be available for the next match as well. It did look like he maybe twisted that ankle in where he was getting that ball in with his weaker foot.
Into the final minute of added time then. Is there time for Mohun Bagan to get one more goal Liston just helps it on. But once again, too many defenders around the ball. Alberto Rodriguez comes steaming into a little bit of space that opened up just in front of him. Tamang. Alberto continues his run here. Alberto Rodriguez! Great save from Harpreet. What a strike from Alberto Rodriguez. Scored a couple of goals in the ISL last season, one stunner particularly. But that is a fine save in the 95th minute by Harpreet. But what a strike by Alberto Rodriguez.
Incredible. A wonder strike. But it's pre-season with Raul Asensio paying off. He's gotten some attacking qualities. A shot from far out for Rodriguez. Testing the goalkeeper. Well, he had power, he had precision. A strong hand there. Harpreet does ever so well to tip it over the crossbar.
One last chance from the corner. Pushed away by Harpreet. Abi Mitai. Ashwin has whistle in mouth. And there goes the full-time whistle. Well, it is job done for Mohun Bagan. They'd have wanted more goals, that's for sure. But Liston Colaco with a couple was the standout performer for them tonight. Sahal got on the score sheet as well. Manvir got the opener. And Jose Molina back in the swing of things after Bastob Roy was in charge for the first game. Will be pleased, but probably not as pleased as he would have liked to be, Karen. But it is a win. But that was a stunning save right at the end, and no wonder Harpreet smiling.
Well, Alberto Rodriguez at the 90th minute mark, or rather in added time, testing the goalkeeper. Although Liston Colaco, what a performance from him. 2 goals in the 53rd and 58th minute. It was Manveer Singh in the first 45 minutes who opened the scoring for Mohun Bagan Supergiant. This is a strong performance, although now it's pressure still on this side, where now going forward, they need 3 points. They need a victory against Diamond Harbour. For Diamond Harbour, a draw will suffice. When they had the Lions' share of ball possession, Mohun Bagan Supergiants, 15 shots, 7 on goal. I mean, there has been quality in the final third, and getting 4 goals out of those 7 shots. And it's been a fair match here. No red cards, only 2 yellow cards, 1 for each side. Although for BSF, the positives are that they have found themselves in front of goal on multiple occasions.
Well, Mohun Bagan came looking for a second win. They knew that they had to win, really, because Diamond Harbour, of course, won the opening game. Nice night for the dignitaries as well, who get to meet the players. Sahal got things underway. Tom Aldred back in the Mohun Bagan lineup. Manvir was at the centre of 1 or 2 attacks early on. Harpreet equal to that one. But it was Manvir, or rather that Tapper, that had a great chance. And that really should have been the opening goal, Karen, for Anirudh Tapper.
And he found himself in front of goal on multiple occasions like that, Anirudh Thapa. Right after that, it was Roshan with the first time ball in towards Manvir. The goalkeeper finding himself in no man's land makes it easier for Manvir to find the back of the net.
Well, Manvir saw plenty of the ball in the first half, tried his luck from a narrow angle. And it was one of the youngsters coming into the Mohun Bagan starting lineup tonight, Lee Wan, who had a shot from distance. Liston Colaco again trying to feed it into Anirudh Tapper, but didn't get that little drag back right, and the ball ended up going away, and 1-0 at the halfway point. But a triple change at half-time. Sahal, Alberto Rodriguez and Kian Nasiri coming on. Sahal twisted and turned. He couldn't find a way through, but Liston Colaco could for a fine goal to make it 2-0.
And through the defender's legs. He's so good on that. His first touch away from the defender. He delays his shot, makes the defender force a challenge, and then he sees that gap in between the legs. And Liston Colaco with precision between the defender's legs slots it past the goalkeeper. Vishal Ket won't be too worried with tries or shots like these. And then Kian Nasiri, he did get a chance there, Mark, although Jose Molina clapped for that one.
Well, that was a brilliant solo goal from Liston Colaco, because he looked like he'd overrun it, but he just put on the afterburners again and got there to stab it in beyond Harpreet Singh. Another double haul for him, 4 goals in 2 games now. But Mohun Bagan weren't finished yet. They still had 1 more to come.
chances were created. Here, a chance for Sahal Abdul Samad, who was brought into the second half, and then he does this. A defensive error, drags it past the goalkeeper, gets the ball back, and then a cheeky little finish. At a good height. We thought maybe it was a goal line clearance, and then it had crossed the goal line.
Yeah, the assistant on the far side raised the flag to give the goal. A couple of yellow cards in the second half. Dipendu, that was an expensive one because it's his second yellow, so he will miss the next match against Diamond Harbour. A big game to miss. But Mohun Bagan almost added another. A brilliant strike from Alberto, and Harpreet turning the ball away. Win for Mohun Bagan. And their fans who came here in numbers tonight to the Kishore Bharti enjoyed a 4-star show, and their side make it onto 6 points, but they don't go top of the group. It's Diamond Harbour that remain at the top on goal difference. And a reminder, and the time score, Mohun Bagan 4, BST FC 0. Confirmation then of Group B. Diamond Harbour 6 points. Mohun Bagan need to win to guarantee a place in the next stage, the quarter-finals. So anything less than that for Diamond Harbour, they would go through, and Mohun Bagan would be waiting on a second-place finish. Only 2 second-place spots. And it is the battle of the 2 army teams. Up first tomorrow at the Tata Sports Complex in Jamshedpur. Indian Army against Tribhuvan Army, and then Rangji United against the Malaysian Armed Forces. That is tomorrow. From myself, Mark Tompkins, and from Karen Swanee from the Kishore Bharti. Bye for now.